We're ready to get started. Somebody is trying to steal one of the new cars. There we go. They caught the person who actually tried to steal the car. Well, first of all, very, very welcome, of course, to this launch event. And we have in the audience actually quite a mixed group of people from various countries. So we'll, of course, use the common English language here as we proceed. I'd like to, of course, there are two of them. Okay. Well, let's also, of course, a very warm welcome for people from outside Sweden to Sweden. I can see the lights flashing up there, right? I don't know what this means for the rest of your ride, if that's going to be okay.
Just one journalist takes a key, that's information. He needs a key from this car.
Yeah, he's got it. It's okay. Okay, let's see if it works this time. We appreciate that you found the time, of course, to be with us and visit us here in the homeland of Sweden, so to say. And you might wonder what kind of a setup this is, if it is the next James Bond movie that is going to be filmed around here. But actually, it's actually a former unique top secret underground aircraft storage facility that was built in the 50s. And today it's used as a museum by some passionate group of aircraft enthusiasts. And of course, given our aircraft heritage, we thought that this was the perfect place to launch this latest addition to our family of cars. Before we get started, I would just like to make one introduction, and that is that we have with us in the audience the chairman of Saab and also the head of GM Europe, called Peter Forster. He's hiding there in the back, so make sure that you take the opportunity and ask him all the difficult questions. I'll take the easy ones. So, being here in Sweden is, of course, a great opportunity to experience the forces that have really shaped the unique personality of our cars and our brand. And of course, our love of nature here in Sweden is one example, which is, of course, why we feel it's important for us to do our part as it relates to the environmental improvements that are necessary. And that is, of course, for us what we do with our Saab biopower. Other examples from Sweden is, of course, the natural organic forms that has inspired very much the design of our cars and also will in the future, as well as the very long straight roads that you'll experience to some degree today, which has led us to produce cars in which you can comfortably cover long distance and have plenty of power in reserve for swift overtaking, as an example. Our active outdoor life here in Sweden explains, of course, the issue of practicality in our cars. And additionally, our winter weather, which hopefully you don't have to experience today, is one of the reasons why our convertible is as comfortable to drive in winter conditions as well as in summer conditions. But also being in Sweden means that you have the opportunity to meet lots of people, the people that have designed and built our new cars, and the people who live and breathe the Saab brand, and make sure that you take the opportunity to talk to them today. And talking about passionate people, I have to say yesterday and the day before I went to a fantastic party up in Trollhattan. We celebrated our 60th anniversary with lots of activities in Trollhattan through the end of last week, and we actually had more than 20,000 people yesterday that showed up from all over the world, and many of them came with their own historic Saabs, and it was very rewarding, I would say, to walk around there and meet all the people. We had one gentleman from America who has driven 3 million kilometers in a Saab turbo on the original engine and the original turbo. And it's of course great to have such devoted fans. And it seems like over the years we've built cars that have played a very special part in the lives of and memories of people around the world. And as long as we continue, I would say, to inspire people in that way, we'll have a great future as well as, of course, have a great past. So let me talk a little bit about how Saab is performing at this point. Last year we had our best ever sales record with over 133,000 cars sold all over the world, and that was a record versus the former record which we set in year 2000. And also in the European market we had an increase with 11.1%, which was also the best ever performance and a very rewarding result. So the big question is, of course, are we going to break this record in 2007? Or are we going to break this record at all? And I would say absolutely. Maybe it doesn't happen in 2007 as we are in the transition into the new 9.3. But we're currently on track to meet our target for this calendar year. And standing here right now, I can tell you the current 9.3, we're totally sold out of that model. So it will be a good run out and run in of the new 9.3. And of course, we're working on an ambitious growth plan, which includes an expansion in our product range, as we have talked about several times before, in terms of adding vehicles in the crossover segments, as well as renew the vehicles that we have presently. So we see, of course, that being an activity that will lead us also to growing sales. We've also secured continued production in Trollhattan beyond the 2010 timeframe, which will give us a lot of stability where we can face the future with a lot of confidence. And as you know, Trollhattan and Saab are very much associated with each other, in particular as it relates to the Swedish market. So I would say, in summary, a lot of things are going our way, and we're enjoying success on many fronts. The foundation, though, for this success is, of course, the Saab brand. And Saab, as you know, has a very unique character that sets us apart in the marketplace. And this is the reason why customers choose Saab rather than another premium brand. And as you might know, the Saab brand has 3 key pillars that are actually driving the future of our cars. First, I would say progressive design. The Aero X announced really a very new and bold look for Saab. It uses very traditional Saab design cues, but does it in a very progressive way. It's probably been the most powerful concept car in our history. At this time, we thought we had it parked at the museum as an old car, but it's still out on a world tour. Did yesterday a short stop at the museum for our 60th anniversary. And it has so far been on 26 international magazines' front page. So a very, very successful vehicle during the year since we actually launched it. And as you can see on the 9.3, you see a lot of resemblance also between the Aero X and the new 9.3, in particular as it relates to the front of the vehicle. And the 9.3 has a lot of character and attitude that stems from the Aero X. And you can say the inspiration from the Aero X is something that would really guide us also in the future design of the future vehicles. The next item on our brand pillar, or the next pillar, is actually responsible performance. We've always at Saab delivered effortless performance with superior mid-range torque, and this is a direction that you're going to see also continue. We've also been very responsible in terms of our performance, and as you know, safety has always been a hallmark at Saab and will continue to be so. And Saab customers are at the forefront of a shift, I would say, in values that we're seeing in the society today. The shift towards more responsible consumption and environmental awareness in particular. And Saab is already a leader in the environmental motoring. We launched, as you know, the Saab Biopark exactly, I would say, at the right time. And we're the #1 seller of environmental cars in Sweden, and we are also the #1 selling manufacturer of cars running on E85 in the European markets. The launches of our Biopower hybrid convertible concept and the recent Biopower E100 concept help reinforce Saab's position as a leader in responsible performance and a commitment also in that arena. If you drive a Saab Biopower car today on the E85, it's a simple and very practical step that people can take to help the environment already today. And they don't have to make any sacrifices. In fact, with Saab Biopower, you enjoy a unique combination of benefits: less fossil fuel emission and more power. If you look at the most efficient small capacity diesel engines, they can deliver in the region of 100 to 120, 130 grams of fossil CO2 per kilometer. Today, you're going to drive a car, the new Saab9-3 Biopower, that emits just 40 grams of fossil fuel CO2. And with a performance that, of course, no small capacity diesel could ever cope with. So Saab Biopower and the turbocharging are two technologies that will remain the heart of our development work as we deliver responsible performance in the years ahead. So expect to see turbocharged units of exceptional power, efficiency and environmental compatibility, and expect to see them either as standalone or in combination with other configurations like hybrids. The third brand pillar is sporty, with the driver in focus. And Saab cars, you can say, have always been built around the driver, with a great ergonomics, in a similar way as you see in an airplane, like an aircraft cockpit. And when it comes to powertrain, sporty driver focus is, of course, very much the flip side, you can say, of Biopower, a technology that reduces CO2 emissions and increases your horsepower at the same time. Driving Saab cars has always been about dynamic driving. Today, we add this with what we believe is an industry-leading all-wheel drive technology, which you also will be able to experience during the program over these next 2 days. So if you take in summary all our brand pillars, progressive design, responsible performance, and sporty with driver in focus, are delivered in the new 9-3. Overall, we have made 2,157 changes throughout the car. So it's not just the exterior what you see, it's also changes in chassis, dynamics, its powertrain, as well as in the interior side. Today we're launching the sport sedan, we're launching the sport combi, and we're launching the convertible. And in total they account for approximately 2/3 of our worldwide sales in the future. And they will be really a key and vital part in expanding the appeal of the Saab brand and continuing the growth of our sales that I talked about earlier. So let me now turn over to the people who will give you a little bit more details about the new Saab9-3. And let me start with the design area and welcome Ola Granlund on the stage.